Okay, guys.
It's May of 2023 and we have had some wild weather this week. We normally get monsoon starting in June, July, right? That's normal monsoon season, but we've been getting monsoon rains and weather for the last several days, which is very odd here in the middle of May.
Yeah.
In fact, last night we actually got some rain. So we didn't get a lot of rain last night, but enough to take care of watering all the pastures. I think we got, what, about 1/8 of an inch of rain or so. It sure seemed like more, but that's all we got.
Yeah.
So, but it was nice to get watering done for us, where we didn't have to do the irrigation. Where you see us today is actually where we keep all of our Thanksgiving turkeys, right? Now, normally behind us would be sorghum, but we decided this year to plant a mixture of things. So we have barley, which you could actually see here. So we got some barley heads right here that have seeded, gone to seed. But we have a lot of the barley that came up really, really well, formed seed heads. It was probably about 3 or 4 feet tall. And you went ahead and you cut that back.
I did. I cut it back this week. That was fun.
So you went ahead and took the hedge trimmers again, because you wanted to throw your back out. Figured,
But I don't think the weed eater would have knocked them down as easily.
No, especially with the harder stalks like this, because basically straw.
Yeah.
But you actually did a really good job. There's still a lot of seed heads here that I can see. So this will drop barley seeds for us to reseed for the fall, which is nice. But we also actually have some alfalfa that came up, right?
We do.
So that was kind of nice. We were hoping that we'd get alfalfa. But we had planted barley, alfalfa, and sorghum, and the thing that we're missing is sorghum. So the barley obviously took over the sorghum, so we'll probably have to come back and reseed a little bit as this barley starts to die back. It is towards the end of berry season for us here, which is good because the peaches are ready to harvest at this point.
Yeah.
We still got some blackberries that we're working on, but we finished up for the most part our Black Pakistan and our Shangri-La mulberries. So we'll be working on wine here for the next few months.
Yeah.
But what was nice is we had, I guess you can call it nice, we had 80 pounds of Black Pakistan mulberries. We're gonna make one actual vintage of Black Pakistan and one vintage of the Shangri-La. So we're gonna do separate batches of those two to see if there's any difference in flavor. But with the Black Pakistans, we had 80 pounds of fruit, which was our recipe that we've come up with. It's 20 pounds, so that's 4 times the amount.
Yeah.
So we actually went ahead and got a new primary fermenter. Stopped by Tractor Supply. We got a 20-gallon feed. Basically, it's a trash can, but it's for feed. But we had to swap out the little 12-gallon one that we had that isn't little, but
No.
What's nice is having them both now, we can actually do 2 nice big batches of wine at the same time, which is exactly what we're doing.
Yep.
So we've got the Black Pakistan and Shangri-La mulberry wines that we are going to be starting this weekend. That. So we've been working on our turkey enclosure for our Thanksgiving turkeys. Last year we had 43 Thanksgiving turkeys that were in a 10 by 10 pen. We've expanded that and doubled it. We've got a few less turkeys this year because we didn't open it up to our entire customer list, but we wanted to make sure we had a few things in place that made it easier on us when it came to feed. One of the things about turkeys is you let them out each day and we feed them out in the pasture area. They'll eat all the greens, they'll eat their feed, and they'll be happy outside. Now we have to get those back in each evening, and so what we do with that is we put feed out inside their enclosure, and they all come rushing back in to eat here in the evening. The challenge we had is using the portable feeders. The turkeys kept kicking them over, especially when they get bigger. You know, they're 40, 50 pounds, and they get pretty clumsy. So we wanted to get the feeders up off the ground, and we wanted to have something that was easy to remove. And so what we found is these little goat feeders. They're nice heavy duty plastic. They've got separators in here so we could have 36 turkeys at this point in here, and we each have a feeding spot. Easy to remove and clean. We have them attached to the outside of the enclosure so that way they're nice and snug. So hopefully this will work for feed. We've got to finish up their water, take care of a couple other things here, and of course get shade cloth in. But we got time because they don't arrive until July. We're in the middle of harvesting our blackberries. Now you guys know there's two varieties of blackberries that we really like. The main one, you would say the prime one, is the Primark blackberry. We like the Freedom variety because it's thornless. We have that growing in several areas on the farm. Highly, highly productive, large, beautiful black fruit that store really, really well. Now we also like the Triple Crown blackberry, which we did not have on this farm. Now, we purchased one online, and the challenge when you purchase online is you really don't know for sure that you're getting the right variety. And this is definitely not a thornless Triple Crown blackberry. The thorns are very obvious on the vines. Now, some of the vines are more thorny than others, but for the most part, it's got thorns. Like here's one that's not full of thorns, but right next to it is one that is. Now, when we started harvesting the fruit, it was clear these are not Triple Crown. Not only do we have thorns on here, but also the way the fruit is setting and the way the fruit looks. It looks completely different. Each one of the little nodes or whatever of the blackberry is very, very big. It also breaks very easily. And when you eat these, that's fully ripe. Now, I don't know what this is. It's not a Triple Crown. It tastes to me like a raspberry. It could be a boysenberry because they're very similar to boysenberries, but in my experience, typically boysenberries are more sweet than tart. This is probably more tart than sweet, but these just melt in your mouth. Oh my goodness. So we got the wrong variety, but we got a wonderful tasting raspberry, boysenberry, blackberry, boysenberry. I'm not sure, but they taste fantastic. It's like grape clusters.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is not for a dead body. Now we have septic here on the farm, and one of the benefits of that is we have all the water that stays here on the farm that goes through our sewage system. The disadvantage is sometimes it backs up, and that's exactly what's happened to us. So what you see here is you see us trying to dig to find the risers that come up, and we have not been able to locate those. So we have a septic guy that's coming out first thing on Monday morning. However, we can't use toilets, we can't take a shower, we can't do dishes. So we're doing as much of that outside as we can. But one of the things we got to do today was completely destroy the pasture. We thought that was exciting. I was able to take out a good portion of the alfalfa, which looked fantastic and nice and green. But one of the things that I can see is how much root penetration we're getting on some of these grasses. So I wanted to show you guys that. So here's a chunk of the sod, basically, that we dug up. Now keep in mind, we've overseeded this twice. We've run chickens across it, I believe, 2 or 3 times now. And you can see what we're developing as far as a nice sod layer here on the pasture. Now, hopefully you can pick this up on camera, but we've got roots that are going down probably a good 6 to 8 inches, maybe a little bit longer. And this is our perennial ryegrass that we want to eventually have it start coming back each fall. And you can see just how good it's doing, just wonderful root growth here. And you can see the soil that this is creating here in the desert. So as much as it sucks that we can't take a shower, we can't go to the bathroom, we can't do dishes, we really can't do anything, at least we found out that we've got good root growth here on the pasture. One of the things about May is we get towards apple season. Now we have 12 different apple trees here on the farm. We have 9 that are actually ripening here in the month of June, sometimes into July. We'll see how this year goes. But they set fruit very heavily. So what we do in the month of May is we go in and we start to thin. Now we thin per each fruiting spur. We try to get down to about 2 to 3 pieces of fruit on each one of the spurs. And then what we're looking for is any fruit that's damaged, so has peck marks in it or is otherwise damaged. We're looking for smaller fruit, and then after that we're looking at just reducing the overall amount of weight that's on any given branch. This is one of our golden Dorset trees behind us here. It's been in the ground for a little over 2 years, and you can see it's doing fantastic. We had a nice heavy fruit set on it, and now it's ready to ripen fruit for us here this year. Now, one of the things about cold fruit, these have very, very small seeds, sometimes none at all. So these are perfect for feeding to a specific type of animal here on the farm. It's been a weekend.
That's an understatement.
I'm glad I had Friday off, because we need it every day.
We did, especially since losing half of the day yesterday to dig a hole.
Yeah. Well, it was nice. We got 5 more pigs to the processor on Friday. So we've got 2 more going this coming Friday. So we're whittling that down a bit, and it's time. They're getting really big. Had the biggest pigs that we've ever had.
Yes.
By a long way.
Yeah.
So 288 hanging weight. That's out of control. That's a big
Way
pig.
too big.
So it's been fun trying to figure out where to poop. You take for granted that you can just go to poop. You can go poop anytime you want to, anytime you can.
Go to the bathroom.
And I know some people struggle with going poop. And the reality is, when you need to go and you're not sure where to go, it's a challenge. It's first world problems, I guess.
I guess.
But you figured out an interesting way. I just found a bush. I'm not shameful. That comes from days of hunting and fishing. It's like, yep, find a bush. Bury it when you're done for the next guy who doesn't know you were in the same spot. Create a little branch that holds your toilet paper at the right spot. So we ran over to the porta potties this morning. So thankfully Nate and Tara aren't in their house, unfortunately, but fortunately for us this time, because we could use their porta potty.
They have a porta potty in front of their house.
So we've been jumping the fence to go use their porta potty. Nate and Tara, thank you, and sorry.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, you know, we're always surrounded by poop on the farm. This is not the type of poop I was planning on. Oh man. Oh, okay.
Well, hopefully it'll be fixed tomorrow.
Yeah, hopefully it will.
One more day.
Hopefully it will. We need it to be. We need it to be. So we harvested garlic and onions this morning, right? But we're not going to show that this week.
Oh, I was like, I thought that was going to be for next week.
That's for next week. We got a great harvest of both of those.
Yes.
And we've got an onion we want to share with you guys. It is doing fantastic for us. It propagates itself. It's a wonderful onion. We're going to share that with you guys hopefully next week. So we had Kelly over yesterday and bought some peaches and blackberries from us. So he's helping us kind of test out our process with that. He may not have known that, but thank you, Kelly, for helping us test out the process on that. Peaches were a little bit on the underdone side, so they're not quite fully ripe, but they ripen on the counter, so he'll be good with that.
Yep.
Blackberries were perfect. So just want to thank you for joining us today. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to the channel. We cover a lot of things here on this newly established functioning farm here in the Arizona desert and would love to see you on a regular basis. If you have any questions or comments, those go in the
comment section down below.
And our Amazon shop, I'll leave a link down in the description. That is a free, painless way to help support the channel. If you start with that link down below, it doesn't matter what you buy, you help to support us here. So just want to thank you for joining us today and remind you, if we can farm on the edge of nowhere,
so can you.
All right, let's go get this crappy day going. It is May of 2023, and it's starting to warm up. No, it's actually warmed up. It's nice today. I'm not sure what I feel like I need to give a weather report, but I'm not giving a very good one. Is that it?
I think so. My knee
I know,
killing me.
man, old woman knees. Come on, sweetie. Oh, let's get our old tails out of here. I'm kind of overwhelmed in here, I'm not gonna lie. They're everywhere.
I know.
I like it when I leave you speechless. I don't care what it takes. Did you get it? I'm gonna bury some of these.
Oh my goodness. Little Winston!
Little Winston, he chews slow too.
I know he does.
He's like savoring
He's like, wait,
it.
I gotta finish chewing before I take another bite.